Hello and welcome back to another news video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. Today we're looking at patch 6.4 on the new special site that debuted today, the 25th of April 2023, and this is all about the upcoming 6.4 patch, which now has the title The Dark Throne, which has this absolutely beautiful artwork at the top here. I especially love the way that Golbez is sat on this throne with the dragon wrapped around there and the sigil at the top. Just everything about this artwork is yes, I would love this as an actual piece of art on my wall. It's that good. So, of course, we know that patch 6.4 is coming late May. We're getting closer to May, actually. And as a result of that, we're going to start to see special site updates. There will be a link to this in the description of the video, so go check it out yourself. But today we're going to be looking at what's on this page. So, basically, these special sites always start out very basic. They just have the patch exists and some basic highlights, but we'll be showing lots of updates to this website as it goes forth. So first of all, things in 6.4 that they want to make note of, at least for now. Obviously, there's a new main scenario quest, which involve the Dark Throne, the title of the actual patch. It's set to be, including a dungeon, a trial, and a bunch of, quests involving various characters, and hopefully a interesting ending to the saga that's happened since they debuted after 6.1. So it's really interesting to me, the direction that the game's going storyline-wise, and I can't really predict what's happening next. So it's got me on the edge of my seat personally, at least in my opinion. Then we also have a new raid dungeon, because 6.4 is obviously going to be the finality of Pandemonium. This is Anabasios, Pandemonium Anabasios. Now, specifically with that, the normal mode unlocks in the first week. The subsequent week will be the Savage version of that raid, so you'll have a week to actually get prepared if you're a Savage Raider, where you won't be able to access the new content anyway. This is thanks to before it working with previous tiers, and it seems the way that they're going to be doing it going forward. I don't mind the break. I think it's nice because it gives people an opportunity to actually play and enjoy the patch and not have to feel like they need to rush skip cutscenes and things just to unlock Savage. So personally, I'm a fan of the week later unlock. You may not be, but that's the way it's going to be. There's also, obviously, as part of that storyline, as we mentioned, a new dungeon that's known as the Aether Font, which appears to be some kind of mystical thing. Looks kind of Sharlayan in design in some of the other pictures that we've seen thus far. Sort of like on a Sharlayan island, could even be on old Sharlayan's actual island, wherever that might be in the northern waters of Aeolus. Yeah, right. I can't wait to see what they do in that dungeon. They've not really shown anything major yet. I'm sure they will have pictures soon. The new trial is actually going to be called the Voidcast Deus, or Dice. I think it is Deus, isn't it? Voidcast Deus. And of course, that will feature, presumably, Golbez. So can't wait to see what that fight's like. And of course, with that, there will be an extreme version as well. There's going to be a new variant dungeon, which is Mount Rockon. This is in 6.45, so this is going to be, 2-ish weeks? Maybe a little bit later. I don't know when 6.45 was going to come out. Presumably a little bit while longer than that, maybe even a month, I'm not sure. That's the new variant dungeon, and with that obviously comes new Criterion dungeon mode, which is called Another Mount Rockon. And presumably they will have basically there's the story mode, there's the normal mode, and then usually there's like a Savage mode of that 4-player content. So that's all in 6.45. Also in 6.45, the Blue Mage update comes, which comes with a new level cap. They're going up to level 80, and with that comes all sorts of Shadowbringers related spells that you will be able to learn on your Blue Mage. They featured a few pictures before about how you were learning things from Innocence and stuff like that, so I'm really excited to see what spells you can access. And if you've played Shadowbringers, at least the trials, you'll know the sorts of things that you'll probably have access to. Remember that the dungeon bosses are usually learnt from as well. So there's going to be a plethora of spells, probably too many for them to choose from. So it'll be interesting to see how they choose those. And hopefully we get some new heals for Blue Mage, right? That would be nice to get something higher potency than just Palm Cure. We've got the new Unreal trial, which is called Containment Bay Zit 9, which is the new Unreal. This is obviously Zervan, so we get to practice skip, saw, or disband all over again with the Party Finder. That's going to be fun. Unreal trials are always fun. With that, you can expect there to be new, stuff from the Curious Fox fella that I can't remember the name of. So it'll probably be a new mount, probably a new minion. Very exciting stuff. And most of those are usually tradable on the market board. Sometimes there's like an item that isn't tradable. So you will actually have to do the Unreal for that. But usually more of late, they've done that with necklaces and things. So we'll have to wait and see. Of course, there's the additional duty support, which brings it up to Stormblood, right? So finally, Stormblood will have duty support, which features all sorts of dungeons, including reworks of all of your favorite places from Stormblood. Presumably, that means a lot of the mechanics will change in those old dungeons to accommodate the AI, like they have with Heavensward and etc. before. This does mark the finality of the duty support, though, because past Stormblood, obviously, we had the trust system. So the only thing left for them to do in future with duty support is to go back and do the non-storyline related dungeons if they choose to do so. At this point, I don't believe they have any plans to. However, they could easily do that in the future, depending. But they'd said they were going to do duty support to make it accessible to people all the way through. They have accomplished that with this patch. Or at least they will accomplish that with this patch. Totaru's Grand Endeavors continues. That's a storyline. It has minor rewards at the moment. However, I have a good feeling that we're going to get something nice, big and tasty from Totaru's Grand Endeavors, so we're going to keep plugging away at that. We got some good rewards last time. We've got more Hildebrand Adventures in 6.45, which of course is the storyline related to Hildebrand. If you've been caught up with that, most of you will have, because of the weapons associated with that unlock section. It also comes with the weapon enhancement quest as well for the Mandeville weapons in 6.45 as well. So you'll have a new chapter of things to do, and the third upgrade stage, which could be a light stage. It could be a do dungeons and grind for things stage. It could be anything really at this point, because unless we look at previous relics, even then it doesn't really translate. Sometimes they've done different things, so we'll have to wait and see how they plan to make people do older content, right? Since they want to do it in its outside of any old instance. It's not like there's a Bosja or anything like that this time. So presumably we'll be going back to doing dungeons and things like that. So exciting stuff, I think you'll agree. And hopefully they look good. We also have the tool enhancement quest. So if you've been doing your Splendorous tools that were added previously in 6.45, you'll be able to do another stage on those, so they'll probably look even more glowy and fantastic. I have to say, the Splendorous tools, even though I haven't partaken in them myself, I have seen a lot of people with them, and especially the Carpenter weapon and Goldsmith weapons. Those look absolutely fantastic, so I'm even more enticed to actually go down a crafting route of things and trying those out. Yeah, I can't wait to see what those turn into. Some people are even saying that they prefer those to the Mandeville weapons, which is each to their own, I guess, but they are really nice. With 6.4 itself comes Island Sanctuary updates and the long-awaited ability to place housing items, or at least outdoors housing items, in your Island Sanctuary. This is especially important for people who do not have a house, who perhaps have an apartment where they place all their indoors items that they get from quests and things like that. Through the MSQ, you get housing items, but also now you will finally be able to have an outdoors space per character on your account that you'll be able to place things. So the Island Sanctuary is going to become quite important for a lot of people who don't have access to housing, and that's a really good thing. Now, is it an answer to the housing crisis? Absolutely not. Is it a good step forward? Absolutely, in my opinion. Ocean fishing gets updated. Presumably, we're going to get lots of new fishies and rewards associated with that. Hopefully, we get new titles. That's kind of a given. Hopefully, a new mount. And hopefully some new minions, because I do love ocean fishing. With that comes the, I think it's the waters in Stormblood. So we have the waters in the Ruby Sea, if I remember correctly, and the sort of like Kagane waters as well. There's probably other waters, probably ones near Girabania, I'm not sure. But very exciting to see ocean fishing. Tomestones of Comedy. Now, I'm not really sure what Allegan Tomestones of Comedy are, if they are just the new Tomestone, or if they're associated with something else. The title Comedy is very strange to me, but maybe that's related to the content on the Tomestone, because in the lore of the game, Tomestones are a recorded media. So perhaps we've gone through all of the archives and now we're finding all of the, I don't know, skits and terrible YouTube videos that the Allegans did and put on Tomestones. I have no idea. So we'll have to wait and see how that fits in. But presumably that's just the name of the new Tomestone. I'm guessing at this point. There's going to be lots of new crafting recipes because it's a major patch, so you can expect there to be gear to allow you to bridge the gap between the raid gear added in 6.4 with the normal and the savage, and obviously to the content we already have previously. So there'll be lots of cool bits and pieces you can upgrade, and probably stuff you can pentameld for those of you who are so inclined. And the final point is new mounts, minions, and emotes, and more. And yes, I'm sure we'll do videos on pretty much all we can possibly find in 6.4 and its subsequent patches. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see this this page get updated. And yeah, I hope you're as excited for the Dark Throne as much as me. As soon as we get a release date, obviously we'll talk about that. But for now, they're just saying late May, quote unquote, which is just around the corner. This artwork's fantastic. I've got to find a way of getting this artwork somewhere. Like, can I separate this from a website somewhere and put it as a wallpaper? If you know a way, can you comment below? Anyway, much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your week. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.